Hi guys, this is Jackson with the Kodiaks, and I'm here with the Out of the Park Baseball Finances 101 version 2. The biggest difference between version 1 and version 2 is that I'm going to break version 2 into several playlists, rather one playlist, but several videos. And the idea there is that I think there are certain parts that, although you should watch them in order, I think there are certain parts that once you watch part later, you're going to want to go back and revisit something earlier in the series because it might take a little bit for this all to click in your heads. I know it took a little while for it to click in mine. So without further ado, let's see what we got here. We'll just do a quick intro of kind of where to find financial information in Out of the Park Baseball software. Then we'll talk about core financial components. Really, the overlying question there that we want to answer is how much money can I spend? And how can we understand what the three components are? There are three separate components, but how do they work together? And how can we use that information together to kind of get a better idea as to whether we really can spend that money or not on that free agent or on that contract extension or not. Part 3 is going to be a very specific example on how budget and cash work together, and Part 4 will be a deep dive into the financials in the software, and then we'll look at a real life scenario as part of Part 5. So let's jump over to the software real quick, and you're going to find when you log in, there's really one core place or two main places you're going to find financial information. So if you go to the front office tab, it'll bring you directly to the finances tab. We'll take a look at each of these components in more depth a little later. But if you want a quick summary, this financial summary actually does a really, really good job of just giving you an idea of how much money you can spend on players today. So this line item, money for free agents, will net it all out for you and tell you how much you have available this year to sign. It'll also give you a quick peek into how much you can spend next year. So you can see for me, that's none. I think it's fine at a glance, but I think we're all looking for a little more information as to kind of what goes behind those numbers and how can we kind of play with some models of our own to come up with our own numbers to do a little bit more accurate forecasting. So the finances tab is the primary place you'll find information, but and then the accounting page will give you everything you need to know. You can kind of probably derive virtually any number you might want to look for from the accounting page, but there's a lot here. But this will make a lot more sense once you understand all the moving parts. So that's just a quick glance of where you're going to find. Oh, and the third one, sorry, before we jump away from this, is clearly the salaries page. And clearly the most important line item there is the bottom one. So you can get a feel for when you're going to be over the cap as the primary data point that you can take in there. All right. So from an intro perspective, that's kind of where you're going to find the information in the software.